Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cog Pod, episode 26. My name is Nick, and I'm here with only two other people this time. One is the Great Grimsby.
Hello.
And the other one is our special guest, iMorpheus, straight from Japan.
Greetings.
Listen to that voice. You do another podcast called Death by Horror.
That is correct.
And I thought that to make you more comfortable and make you feel at home, we'll start out sort of like what Lonely Bob does for you in the other podcast. Okay?
Great. Let's do it.
All right. So here's the setup. iMorpheus, you're at home, having a fine day, and you hear the doorbell ring in your home. When you get to the door, it bursts open, and Grim and Nick move into your house in Japan and live on your couch. You now have an infestation of Grims and Nicks. Survive.
Oh, this is the worst. So wait.
Wow. You're a jerk.
All right. So do they have any, before we go out of the house, I have to probably feed these two characters. So what am I looking at in terms of dietary needs?
Well, I need constant feedings.
Okay.
So,
Same here, or else I will, I'll vanish.
All right. And what's your sustenance? Is it,
well, we want you to
at-
show us what you'd normally be eating, and then we'll just eat a lot more of it than you do, probably.
Oh, okay. So my morning, gentlemen, it's time for breakfast. I'm going to feed my surprise guest. I won't say unwanted. I'll say surprised. My surprise guest. And you're going to start breakfast with a beautiful plate of salad.
You have salad for breakfast.
I have salad for breakfast because I am a diabetic, so I have a very strict diet.
So that's just you as a person, then?
Yes. What my kids eat is very random. I've seen my kids eat donuts for breakfast.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's normal.
I don't think you're supposed to let them do that, though.
Hey, they're grown. They can do what they want.
Okay. So this bed of greenery, this is what the food comes on, right?
No, it's just it's just you get salad, dressing, and how can I put this without getting? Well, listen, we all know that for Black Americans, hot sauce is like our salad dressing. Are you aware of this fact?
No, I did not know that.
Oh,
I like it.
Yes.
I love it.
And
Nick loves spicy things.
so yes, salad will be not covered in, not drowned in, but seasoned delicately with Louisiana hot sauce.
Oh, that's not bad.
Is that the brand, like the Louisiana hot sauce you see everywhere, or?
Yes.
Oh,
We
okay.
can actually get it here now at the
Oh.
dollar store, at the equivalent of your dollar store. We have currently, we're running low. We only have 2 bottles.
Nice.
Is Louisiana hot sauce like your mustard for me?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it used to be death sauce, but that's just
Okay.
ridiculously expensive here. So
Nick would probably prefer that.
Yeah.
death sauce.
When we leave your house later, I'll get some death sauce for the house. So
Excellent. Hot sauce as a gift, always appreciated.
I like.
And then
to
we're
hear
going to
that.
move into, say again?
I like to hear that because that's the kind of gift I would get someone. So
Excellent.
we're cool there.
Yes, perishables, hot sauce. And then you're going to be treated to a nice bowl of miso soup. But I'm going to prepend that with mystery miso soup.
Is that like house miso soup?
Yes, because there are days when it's normal. There are days when there's sausage in it. There are days where there are meatballs in it. And my wife gets very creative. So the miso soup is always a treat. It's always a surprise.
So how does your wife feel about us being here right now? Is she swearing at us, or?
Well, you've probably woken her, so she's probably in her bear grumpy mode, like, but she'll be polite. But she's gonna she's gonna look at me like, why didn't you tell me we're gonna have house guests? And not because she hates house guests, just because she didn't have time to prepare.
Oh, okay.
So she will feed
Now-
you properly. Yes,
Now, for our viewers, your wife is Japanese, correct?
that is correct.
Okay.
If you remember last week, she is the one that corrected us on our terrible Japanese pronunciation.
She got a good laugh out of that.
I hope so.
You can check out on our website, cogpod.net, the actual way you're supposed to say these words. So if you're listening and interested, go there and you can hear iMorpheus' wife, who has just as good a speaking voice as iMorpheus does. They should do a show together.
Every week I'm like, honey, we should do this. But
She's too busy making mystery miso soup for unexpected guests. So
yes. And let's see. After that, it's usually some protein of some sort. Egg, tofu. Yeah, something like that.
Well, that
Really
sounds good.
With, dressing up tofu.
And hot sauce on everything.
Yeah, well,
Of course, hot sauce and miso soup.
of course.
Get out of
You
here.
tell me what to do, Grim. I'm going to do it.
Of course, hot sauce goes with everything except for yogurt. I don't recommend putting hot sauce in yogurt.
How you tried it?
I'd try it.
I've thought about it. And
Oh, you haven't actually tried it?
No. But I will for science.
It might turn the yogurt into cheese, is my theory of what might happen.
All right, I'm doing that first thing tomorrow. And I will report back to you.
let me know. I'm real curious about that. Okay,
Challenge accepted.
We had an awesome breakfast, but before we go out, we should probably talk about like the language and stuff. And I know, Grim, you've got some questions about this, don't you?
Do I?
Do you?
Somewhat.
Well, why don't you ask them is what I'm saying.
I've got questions too.
I've asked them before, but obviously not on the podcast. And you've answered me before, but I'd like to try to reiterate it again. How easy is it to learn Japanese?
Okay, so I watched a video that you guys posted with a guy discussing the phonics or the sounds of Japanese. And the
Was
sounds
that
of Japanese,
Nama-sensei?
yes,
Okay.
that guy. The nice thing is there are only 5 vowel sounds,
Mm-hmm.
so that's easy to learn.
Which I remember those.
Yeah, you wanna demonstrate?
I'm pretty sure it's what, A, E, O, U.
Yeah, pretty good. A, E, O, U. Nick?
I had them
Turn.
in
No, I'm
different order.
listening. I'm not going to say it. I'm listening.
Oh, okay, all right. And once you nail the 5 vowel sounds, and you understand that I is not I, but E. I sounds like
Yep.
E. Whenever you see the letter I, it's actually the sound E. Long E. And then their letter E sounds as a short E. Short English E, so it's like egg.
Or like Canadians say
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I got that one. No problem.
Got it nailed, right? And once you have that, it's just consonant. There's a consonant and then one of the vowels. And that's the whole language. So phonetically, cake. Cake. Absolute cake.
You mean it actually makes sense? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, there are exceptions. Oh boy.
Oh, no.
For the most part?
Yeah. Well, same English follows a set of rules also, right? They're rules.
Yeah, but then there's also words that sound the same and mean completely different things, though.
Oh, the Japanese version of that is hell.
Oh,
There are 3 words. There's still 3 words that I cannot pronounce properly. One is like bridge, chopsticks, and edge or something like that. I can never get them right. They're so close. And I'll just say random things. My wife will say, "Oh, you did it." I'm like, I just said the same thing 3 times.
excuse
Damn it,
me.
Just say, yeah, I did.
Yeah, right? Like the words for cloud and spider are the same.
Oh, didn't we?
That can be terrifying.
Right? But they're written differently. But they're
Okay.
pronounced similarly, but the kanji are different, but they sound the same when you speak them.
So when we go outside, I'm going to say, oh my God, look at all those spiders in the sky.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna look around going,
Scare everyone.
wait, what? What do you, oh, clouds, yeah. Is it rain and candy are really close?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you mentioned those before too, I think.
Yeah. So I screw those up all the time. I say them very quickly, or I mumble, or I turn my head. Like,
So you hope that people think that you know what you're saying or whatever?
Yes. I use the mumble technique a lot when I'm unsure.
That's universal to every language, I guess. So
right. But what's difficult for English speakers when they come over to Japanese is they don't stress their words. And that's where the fun really starts.
So
Because
you might not know when you're being asked a question. Is that like
No, these are just like we as native speakers of English, we want to stress certain syllables if it's a noun, stress if it's a verb, someone's name. So for example, a name like Tanaka. We want to say Tanaka, we want to sort of put a little oomph on one of the syllables. But there is no oomph.
So it should be like Tanaka, basically. Just
Tanaka. It just goes straight. Each syllable gets this same treatment. It's
wow, that
really
is
hard.
difficult. That is difficult.
Yeah. So that's where the trouble starts for the pronunciation side. And I think the language itself, the grammar, is just switching word order. And once you learn how to switch that word order, you're golden.
Okay. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. But there are 3 different alphabets as well, aren't there?
Yes.
So
yes.
Let's say that in preparation for my journey over here, I learned hiragana very well. And I go outside, am I going to see most things in hiragana, or how does this work?
Well, that's an interesting question. Bad news is...
Uh-oh.
Probably not.
Damn it.
But it will give you, if you see, oh man, this is rough. I don't want to speak for the language on this part. I'm gonna pass on this one. My advice is, if you want to learn the writing system, of course, start with hiragana, and then learn like names of places. I would go with learn station names and food names, and go that path first.
Just go with the immediate things you want right now, so you can sort of grunt it out like a caveman.
So learn things like
an American caveman.
Yeah, things like fish, milk, eggs. Like if you're allergic to things, learn what those items are. So
do we need to learn what chopsticks are?
And chopsticks.
I guess we don't need to know that one.
Just hold up 2 fingers and just do like the motion. You know.
Is that do a lot of tourists do that? Motion everything?
Yeah, there's a lot of gesturing and.
So, if I left your house right now, the first sign I come across, what's it written in?
The first sign, interesting enough, would be the first sign you would see is, I think, a bus stop sign.
Okay.
And I think it has some English on it, because they've just updated all the signs.
It's funny.
Olympics are coming. So we have it's English and I think possibly Korean.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. The first sign is in the elevator saying that you can't use your personal residence as an Airbnb in English, Korean, and Chinese.
Oh, and not in Japanese at all.
I think it's in Japanese, but maybe it's just like in English. You can't do this, and then Chinese, and then Korean, and then Japanese is sort of off to the side.
It would be funny if they're so accommodating that they found out that you moved there and your first language is English, so they've started replacing signs outwards from you
I've never noticed that. I bet you that's what they're doing. It's all for me. Thank you, Tokyo.
They're so nice. They're so nice.
So accommodating.
Wow.
And
So my next question to go with that one would be about how long do you think it would take to fully learn Japanese? Obviously, you're still kind of working on it, right?
okay, so we need to define to what level.
To understand, have a
Okay.
conversation with someone.
That's a good one. That's a good question. I would say a year, but that
Okay.
comes with a big if.
Obviously, that depends on the person and how well like they want to study and everything.
Is
Yes,
that
I would
total
recommend not
immersion?
studying. I would recommend not studying.
No?
Find a TV show. Find 3 types of TV shows. Find a children's show, find a sketch comedy show, and then find a drama. Sit yourself down and watch those 3 every single day, and then use a technique called shadowing and try to shadow everything that you hear, even if you don't know what they're saying. Then as you catch words, write them down and look them up in the dictionary. And that's what I would recommend. And the cooking show. Cooking shows are
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, so cooking show, a
I
kid's
just
show.
want to do that one.
Yeah, right.
You probably learn a lot.
Yeah, you will. Because since they use the same words over and over, you'll start to see the pattern. You'll start to pick up, oh, okay, the grammar works like this. You say this first, you say this second. Oh, here are the instructions. Here's commentary. Here's advice. Oh, that's how you say that. That's how you do that. And that's what I would recommend. And I've seen that technique applied to multiple languages. We had a student spent a year in New York. Came back, he sounded like a New Yorker. I thought he was a teacher. I can't even do the New York accent. The guy said he sat in his room for 3 hours a day, every day, and learned every single commercial jingle. And he could rattle them all off.
Wow.
And he said at the time, he said, I had no idea what I was saying. But but followed by glad I did it. His pronunciation was perfect. His listening, he was outstanding. 3 hours a day, every single commercial.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, shadowing. Shadowing is probably the most powerful technique you can use to learn any language.
All right. So don't study.
And then, yeah, throw out your notes, Nick.
Throw out your notes. And then, but I'm again another but. Learn like what a question sounds like, how you terminate a question sentence, how to negate, how to add. So learn your conjunctions, how to do all the different conjunctions. Learn those so you know what they're doing. Oh, it sounds like they're comparing A to B. Okay, I don't know what those things are, but some comparison is happening here. Okay, now they're negating. So yeah, learn your conjunctions. And run with it.
And then this is the part I have asked you before was, how long did it take you to learn?
45 minutes.
Wow. I'm challenged. So speaking wise, I can do okay. I can't discuss politics, but I can talk about Formula One because I watched a lot of Formula One in Japanese.
Was that your shadowing program that you started with?
My shadowing program, Dragon Ball.
Oh.
Not Dragon Ball Z. No.
The original one with the little fella.
Yes.
with little Goku.
Yes. Proper Dragon Ball. And
That's got to be a good one because there's 65,000 episodes of that, so you probably had no lack of.
You just rewatch one episode over and over and over and over and over with your dictionary, trying to figure out what they're saying. Say it, figure it out. And what was the question? Sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
How long did it take you to learn Japanese? At least understanding it.
I became comfortable after about 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
You have arrived in a language when you can cook and speak that language, hold a conversation in that language, when you can multitask. And once I found
that's
myself
the big
doing
trick.
that,
Now, what did you like stop when you realized this? Like that you were actually like doing these things and like think about it? Like, wow.
it encouraged me to study more or pay attention to what I was saying or to take in new words and new content.
Because you realized that you are like getting better at it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I really would like to. So I've worn many different hats in Japan. So of course, I teach English. I was part of the PTA when my kids were growing up. So I learned this whole subset of language that's never in any textbooks about how to talk about school. School words, teaching words, subject words, meeting words that you don't see in textbooks because who goes to PTA meetings?
All right.
And so I learned all of these words that other people are like, what's that? I'm like, well, that's a PTA word. And then I was head of our housing development for a year. And that brought along some Japanese, that's some old school, hard, long, painful words. But I know them now. I know how to say things like the ratio to this to that. I know just all kinds of
Interesting.
So this comes back to, how long does it take to learn the language? How difficult is it to learn the language? What should you use for content? Go into different fields. Cooking, PTA meetings, the driving school manual, read that. And you'll start to see how words work together. I'm an English teacher. I do language. You got to stop me. You got to stop me if I go.
My first day in Japan, I'm going to a PTA meeting, a random PTA.
Yeah, just turn it to random stuff. It's great.
Showing up places that don't belong, like I don't know, women's issues club and stuff. Sorry, I need to learn your words.
Yeah, teach me the words of your people.
So the first thing we've learned in our first 15 minutes in Japan is we're woefully unprepared to leave this doorway. But we're going to do it anyway.
I've painted that picture. Don't worry, it's a false picture. There's English everywhere. I need to sidestep language. So when you're in Japan, especially in Tokyo, I'm not sure about other parts of the country.
Right, but Tokyo is being the main place that like tourists go as well.
Yes. The more houses you see, it represents you're moving away from the station. The more mom and pop restaurants and more mom and pop type establishments means you're moving away from the station. Go the other way.
Oh, that's good advice. That's really good advice.
Ask me how many times I've been lost and I've applied that technique.
How many times?
Yeah, oh man, wow. The second trick is look for high tension wires and high power lines, because that denotes a train station. If you see them running very straight on the horizon, walk towards that. There's a train station.
And don't touch them.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, unless you're a giant, I don't think you can touch them.
I'm not, oops. Yeah. Moving on before I get myself into trouble. And so that way you never get lost. So you start seeing like regular homes, cars in parking lots, start seeing people parking with garages. You've stepped way outside of the station area. Go the other way.
Now, when you say station, what do you mean?
Train station.
Okay.
Train station. And what are some other techniques I use? Survival techniques. If you see a bus and you see station written on it and it's going the other direction that you're going in, turn around, walk that way. These are all the tricks I use to keep myself from getting lost, especially in places I've never visited before.
So,
it's like, well, where am I?
Let's say I get lost. What potential things might happen to me?
So step one, you probably find something really cool.
Okay. I'm okay with this so far.
Yeah, you probably find like an old temple tucked away somewhere, or an old those the little tiny guys with the little red scarves. You'll find a mom and pop restaurant. Someone might randomly walk up to you and say, "Are you lost?"
Are they saying it in a threatening way, or are they being
No,
helpful?
no. It's just
okay.
like they'll look at you and they're like, "Station, you lost?"
They're trying to corral me in the right direction.
Yeah.
Stay out of the neighborhood.
They get out their cattle prod and tase you a little. Go that way.
Oh, it's not that bad. You'll probably, yeah, well, you'll see things that you don't normally see, because once you step away from the station, things deteriorate rapidly.
Oh, wow.
Rapidly. This does not stand true for downtown. The rules are different.
Okay.
Once you step out of this certain 23 coup area, things fall apart very quickly. But yeah, you'll see something cool. No, it's true. It's true.
Oh,
Ask anyone who
that's
lives here.
good.
It's true.
So getting lost doesn't sound too bad.
Getting lost is the best thing in the world. It's so much fun.
Okay.
There are restaurants and supermarket chains that exist outside of that sort of circumference of the station that don't exist within that bubble.
Okay. So step 2 is to don't listen to step 1 because you want to be lost.
Exactly.
Kind of. That'd
Just
be a
make
good
sure you
show,
pack a
Lost in
lunch.
Japan.
Make sure you have like water and supplies. Good walking shoes.
I'll have a little collar that says "If found, return to iMorpheus's house."
Exactly.
Grim's getting annoyed.
I'm not annoyed. It's just funny.
That's what. So when I first arrived here in the military, the first thing I did was buy a car for like $600. Drove outside of base on my day off. So Friday I would finish work and I would just drive outside of base, pick a direction, and go.
Nick's like astounded. It's just like $600
for a second. You bought a car for $600, and that means one of two things: either prices are really good there, or you bought the car in 1812 or something like that.
And so the economy, the on-base economy, and the domestic economy, the prices vary quite a bit.
Okay.
And this was like a hand-me-down of a hand-me-down. It was a brown, almost original Honda Civic.
And what being brown, was it rusted?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, it actually wasn't rusty. It was just.
Was that why it was brown?
No, it was just brown. It was just a random brown
All right.
Honda Civic.
Just trying to, because if you buy a $600 car here in like the U.S., it's gonna probably die once you get a block away from where you picked it up at.
Oh, right. So they have this. Right. So they have this system where they check your car every year, every 3.
So like an inspection.
Yes, and it's rigorous. They tear your car apart. If you don't have all the original parts, you fail and you can't drive your car on the road.
Oh, wow. That is strict.
So basically you have to keep your car immaculate.
Yes.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's
and
safer.
It's expensive.
But I was going to say, if you buy a $600 car in Canada, you better bring like bags to carry it in, because it's not going to move. I'll guarantee you can't buy a $600 car in Canada that isn't in like 5 locations. So
that or you're like pulling cables to control it, right? It's like the steering column's busted, you got little wires.
Or it's like the Flintstones where you put your feet down through the floor and you got to run it.
Bring friends, bring 4 healthy friends.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Sorry,
that's what I would
go
do.
on.
I would buy, I bought my cheap car, taught myself how to drive a stick in one day in the parking lot, and went out and I would just get lost for hours. And then I would try to make my way back. And I would just do that every single weekend.
That sounds like a hell of a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. Get lost. Come to Japan. Get lost.
Yeah, that would make a good website, podcast, anything title. Get lost in Japan.
Yeah,
in a brown car. And
in a brown. Yes, particularly in a brown car that you pay $600 for. See iMorpheus. And then eventually, after you're lost long enough and you're really hungry, you will stop and say to someone, "Excuse me, how do I get back to name of city that's 5 hours away?" And they'll look at you like, "You know it's 5 hours away." It's like, "Yeah." "Are you lost?" "Yeah."
Is this personal experience?
Yeah.
And then they get out their cattle prod again.
Ask me if it still happens today.
I bet it does.
I bet so too.
Yeah, but now,
Is it 5 hours away still though?
it can be bad sometimes. I'm on my bicycle and I'll get lost. I get lost all the time. So I cycle like to random areas. I got caught in a loop. I didn't realize I was looping around this park. Why am I seeing the same people? I'm like, and they looked at me like, "Yeah, we saw you earlier." It's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get to this station." They're like, "Oh yeah, you need to turn around."
Did you go in a circle like 5 times backwards?
Man, I was so lost. And the thing is, I was sending pictures to my wife, and she's like, "Man, that kind of seems familiar." And she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Honey, I don't know."
Meanwhile, you're just on the opposite side of the apartment that you've not gone to before.
Literally, I was. The guy said, "Just go here, turn right." And I went down this hill. I'm like, "Oh, I know where I am." It's like, oh, so close to home.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's also the most fun thing in the world is trying to direct someone with random pictures they're sending you. I've had to do that before. Doesn't work out.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's great. I found this temple. I found this suspension bridge. It was really cool.
Are there any poisonous things around that you've seen?
Poisonous
like the giant
things.
bees or scorpions or... I basically ask this of every place.
He doesn't want to go there if they're...
Oh no, this is not Australia. No, not Australia. Not in the least.
But I ask Amanda and Luke, and there's like scorpions all over the place, and
in Texas, right? Texas.
Yeah, and snakes come out of toilets, and
no, none of that. None of that.
Oh, okay, good. That's good to know.
I've seen 2 snakes.
Okay.
And they were just afraid of me, as I was of them. Actually, that day I got lost is when I saw the second snake.
Did you threaten them?
Well, I was riding along. He saw me about to plow him down. He started slithering faster. I freaked out. I tried to brake and turn. So yeah, really tiny though.
Oh, okay, that sounds all right. I've seen videos of the giant wasps, though. Have you ever seen them?
Yeah, they will make an appearance occasionally.
Oh, okay, but they're pretty big.
Yeah.
Like
that's why we live on the 7th floor. They don't come up here very often.
Like, see, I don't have a problem with big poisonous things because you can fight them. Like, I could punch them. I could fist fight them or something.
You could punch a bee?
Yeah, but regular bees are tiny, so you can't really fight them. They just weave and bob, But a big one, I could sock it in the eye, right?
You can see it coming. You can hear it. It's like, brrr. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they eat other bees, don't they?
Say again?
They eat other bees, don't they? Something like that.
Oh,
they attack other bees. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm pro that.
Yeah.
Well, they're kind of they're endangered here.
Yeah, I'm glad. But yeah, like if that bee comes, I'll just uppercut it, so I'm not worried about that.
Jeez. What if it stings you?
Huh?
Nothing.
I'll
nothing really dangerous.
I'm sure there are dangerous things. You just don't run across them.
They probably just don't come into Tokyo because of force fields.
How awesome it is!
How awesome it is. Keeps the giant bees out and snakes. Cool.
So, explain to us the train commuting. What's it like when you board a train, when you're getting ready to board a train in
So we've left the
Japan.
house now.
Yes.
All right, so we've left the house. It's Monday morning. So rush hour, as you can expect, as you probably have seen on TV, rush hour is death. It's horrible. Don't do it. Post rush hour, things are very, very normal. Trains are empty. You hop on the train, probably get a seat, and ride to your destination.
Did you say go to sleep? Or get a seat?
Get a seat, go to sleep.
Okay. Oh.
Either.
Yeah. Stand up.
Can you sleep
Fall
on the
asleep
train
standing up.
if you want?
Say again?
Can you fall asleep on the train if you have to?
Oh, yeah. It's
Okay.
almost mandatory. I mean, everyone's
really?
like, okay, sleep time. Yeah, they ring a little bell. Everyone falls asleep.
Wait, this sounds like a lie.
What?
No, but I have heard the trains and they sound so happy.
For
Yeah,
a minute
so
there,
what
I
you-
was like, oh, this is awesome. Nap time, mandatory nap time.
You have to look for when you see the little twinkle, you should know, yeah? Just like, what?
Okay. I'll be on the lookout.
Okay, so riding a train. Clean, generally safe, but it depends on the line.
What's the most dangerous line? Or dirtiest
I wouldn't say
line?
dangerous. Yeah, the dirtiest, the worst. So the absolute worst line, I think everyone in Tokyo agrees with me, is the Nambu line that runs from my local station to Yokohama or Kawasaki. Hold on. Yokohama, Kawasaki. My local Wikipedia service is out of order.
Oh,
My in-house Wikipedia is down now. Anyway, it's a long ride, no express. Trains are slow, really infrequent run times. And I want you to take all of your dirty socks, get them nice and damp, put them in a garbage bag.
I don't like how this sounds.
Place garbage bag in your closet for several months, adding water occasionally.
oh my God.
Remove bag, stick head in bag, and take a deep breath. That's the Nambu line.
Oh my God.
So it's worse than New York City?
I've never been to New York, but if that's what New York is, this line.
It's not.
So what happened to this train?
I don't know. I don't know why it's so terrible. Everyone is drunk.
Oh.
It smells. It's slow. It's crowded. It's the worst. Under no circumstances, take this train.
Is there
What if I
anything
fit
out
in?
Direction?
What if you fit in?
Yeah,
Grim, it's
I'm a
miserable.
stinky drunk, and I'm miserable.
Well, you know what? Okay, fine. Nambu line it is for you.
Oh,
For the rest of the world,
That's where you're gonna
Oh.
live now. When you go to Japan, you're gonna live. on the
all right.
line.
it's 2 stops away. Have at it.
Is there anything interesting in that direction other than Grimm's future home?
I think there's a really nice Cineplex. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
I have absolutely no reason to go down there. I used to have
You,
students.
you should go down there sometime.
I
Find an
I have students that
apartment.
live there. I'll find a place for you.
The number.
Yeah, the number line, the worst. But yeah, generally trains are clean, on time.
Mandatory
Sure.
nap times.
Mandatory nap times. Some of the long haul trains have facilities so you can relieve yourself. Nice mirrors.
I happened to see a tweet this morning, maybe, that you guys are phasing out your double deckers, though.
Is that for the Shinkansen?
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I think that's for that. What is it called? I've seen that one before. Yeah, I think.
Okay. So that's not all of them. That's just that line.
Yeah,
that company.
Particular, yeah. So there, the Shinkansen, and then there are these things called the romance car.
Oh, that sounds
No. Just, ladies and gentlemen, if you could just see the sparkle and grin, it's like, ooh, the romance car. And then just,
yeah, just want to take Nick there.
Oh.
Hashtag not safe for work. Hashtag not safe for work. No, it's safe for work. It's a romance car. They're these express trains. They're not Shinkansen. They look like Shinkansen sometimes, but they're just sort of long haul commuters.
Okay.
Very comfy, forward facing seats. The best.
So why are they called romance cars?
I think there's just one company that calls them romance car.
Oh, okay.
And then that's what everyone refers to them as.
Because they're so comfortable and they romance your body when you sit down.
So it's not what I thought it was then, full of prostitutes.
No.
No.
Wow.
No. But I love the fact that romance your body. That you should send that in. That's really good copy.
You can use it if you buy me an apartment on the Namba line.
It has to be on the train, though.
Yeah, right on there. Close off a car.
You can actually rent out entire trains. There are trains that you can rent out for your parties.
Really?
It's so kind of like a limo then.
Yes, but it's a whole train for you and your friends. Maybe 4 carriages long.
Wow.
They have karaoke. They have the tables that you can sit at with the little zabuton, and you bring your food, and you can just party from one end of the line to the other.
Is this
That's
expensive?
interesting.
That's a good question. I've never been invited. I don't have those kind of friends.
You should make some.
Hey, not for lack of trying.
If I ever buy one, I will invite you. Don't worry.
Thank you, Nick.
I'm going to call it the romance train, though.
The romance.
It will be full of prostitutes.
No. Stop it.
Those don't exist in Japan, so we'll forget about that.
That's bad. So yeah. And then you have your regular stand-up commuter trains. We're going to push forward.
That's all right. That's okay.
We're moving on. So yeah, then you have your regular, like from the rural areas into town, you have those commuter trains, cattle cars, everyone stands. Most people stand. You have the long benches that are contoured, so your butt will fit. And yeah, those are usually what I end up riding.
So we're going to get off this train, right?
Yes.
And as soon as we get off, I look forward and there's just this vending machine. I want you to tell me a little bit about this because I'm like so curious about it.
All right. So vending machines.
I love this role playing, by the way.
Vending machines everywhere. What do you want, Grim? You need a smoke. You need a beer. You need some sake. You want a candy bar, cookie.
So there's alcohol in vending machines, just right.
Hold on, let me think about. Okay, so when I came here, they were everywhere.
Okay.
They instituted you had to have your like special ID to, I think, buy alcohol, like your driver's license.
Okay.
I have not seen a beer vending machine in a while. I'm going to back up and say maybe beer vending machines are not as common as they used to be.
So let me ask you, is it okay walking around with an open container?
Yes.
Oh my God. I am so excited. I've wanted to do that my whole life, and it's not acceptable anywhere during my lifetime.
Well, it's still not acceptable in Japan, I don't think, right? It's kind of looked down upon, maybe?
No, but they'll throw me in jail here.
Oh, yeah.
Nambu line. All I have to say is the Nambu line.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's not a good thing, but you can do it.
They catch you and they put you right on that train.
I saw.
Okay,
let me tell you the things alcohol and trains go together.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
I'm
you
on the
fall
train.
asleep.
I see a guy. He's got his Starbucks tumbler. He's filling it with his beer. Right? He's like in the corner, like preparing for this big meeting. Right? It mainly at night. You'll see people with their little 1-cup sake things, the little glass
Yeah.
thing with you see the 1-cup guys. Yeah.
Or their big
It's mainly
cans.
At night, people get drunk. People will drink.
I know you covered this, but I just need to back it up one more time.
Mhm.
I'm being good. I'm not harassing anyone. I'm just out there on a nice sunny day with a can of beer, minding my own business.
Mhm.
Am I going to get in trouble?
No.
He's so happy. You're more happy than I am.
I know. I am
Now you make
happy.
a little tick. You make a little tick mark. Drinking in public.
Who's doing this? Are you doing this?
The society in general is going. Oh, foreigners.
Okay.
in public."
Yeah. But it's
Now,
okay.
That's okay. We're foreign.
Yeah. Now, big parks, definitely no one cares. That's where everyone goes to get drunk, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And now they start the construction.
I don't hear it.
Great.
We don't hear it.
So drinking on the train, slightly frowned upon, but people do it. No one's going to call the cops. You're not going to go to jail.
As long as you're not being like rowdy or anything.
Right.
If they do call the cops, I've heard the cops don't have guns.
How would they call? Certain ones do. There are
Oh, okay.
armed cops and there are unarmed cops, and it depends on the area.
Oh, okay.
If you ever have to deal with the cops, you can make physical contact as long as your hands are behind you. So you can sort of chest butt a little bit. Just a little
Cop?
bit. Yeah, just a little touch here, a little touch there.
Have you done this?
No. But I've seen it. And I always wonder why people sort of like, what's up? It looks like, what's up, bro? What's up? What's up? You know, like it's like, you throw the first punch. No, you throw the first punch. Like, why do they always do that? And it turns out that you can, as long as your hands are behind you, but the minute your hands come out in front, I think it goes into the assault category.
Okay. Okay. Because if I talk too loud, a cop will probably shoot me in the face here.
Yeah, right. If you just look at them.
Wait, are you in the U.S.?
No, but they have unlimited power here. So.
Darn Mounties.
Run you over with the mooses. Mooses, mises. Mises are mice. Mice.
Run us over with mice. It tickles. It's not painful, but.
And then they all start biting you.
So what's your image of Japanese cops? I see you're concerned about this in alcohol. You can smoke in public, you can drink in public, but this concern with the cops and being beat up, what's your concern?
Well, no,
I have no concern. I'm just curious as well.
It's just like if a cop came to harass me and he doesn't have a gun, then I mean, what's he gonna do?
So nightsticks, and it depends on what kind of cop. But I think they all, to some degree, go through some sort of martial arts training to subdue people. I think. Not sure. Don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that.
No, I mean,
Do they carry tasers?
I don't know. Maybe it depends on the area.
I'm not concerned with the cops. Like I do intend, like, if I ever go to Japan, to be on my best behavior. I just found it interesting that this is one of the safest places in the world and none of the cops have guns or anything.
Again,
like
that's
that.
technically not true. They do have guns.
And you can chest butt them.
But you can chest butt them to a degree.
See, you couldn't chest butt a cop here. You could barely even look at him without, like,
But it depends on the
getting
circumstance
cuffed.
now. It depends on the circumstance. You know, if you're drunk and you're like, yeah, they're like, okay, you're drunk. But if you're like if it's a different situation, I wouldn't recommend.
If you keep your arms behind your back and you like butt him like a rhino or something.
Yeah, that's out. That's not going to happen.
Well, see, I'm just amazed that I could go out and just, like, I don't even want to get drunk. I just want to walk around with a beer on a nice day and be totally unmolested by the authorities.
Yeah.
Wow.
So going back to these vending machines, you guys have everything. You have hot soup.
Hot soup.
Uh,
If you're in a farming area, eggs and milk, vegetables.
Tell me the weirdest thing you have probably seen. You personally.
The weirdest, most disgusting, vilest substance I've ever seen in the vending machine is natto,
Which is?
the
Slimy
fermented
beans.
beans. The fermented. Oh,
When we were doing the breakfast part, I was wondering if we were going to get fed the slimy beans or not.
my kids love
He
it.
does not eat slimy bean. What?
My kids love it. Ooh,
Really?
natto. And it's like, you want some, Daddy? Like,
No, get away from me.
don't make me hurt you.
That's,
Mommy,
I don't
Daddy,
know.
Daddy says he wants some natto. But yeah, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever.
I'd have to try it, but I don't think I could handle it.
You have tried it, right?
Yes.
What?
What does it taste like?
Remember those socks we talked about earlier?
Oh, God.
It tastes like those socks. Like if you just stuck your tongue out while your head was in the bag.
Yeah, take a little lick.
Oh, gross. Very descriptive. I think I understand. I'd still
Now,
try
let
it
me
once.
Let me tell you what Japanese people find disgusting that I like. Mint chocolate.
Really?
Like those mint thins. I've given this to Japanese friends. They're like, oh, this is
Like
disgusting.
Andy's mints?
Say again?
Like Andy's mints?
Andy's mints and the old peppermint patty things.
Yep. I know what you're talking
Are they
about.
thin mints or whatever they're called? Is that what they call them?
Not thin mints.
No, they're peppermint patties. They're called peppermint patties. They had another
When I
name.
first
but I
came
can't
here, I gave a Japanese friend one. They're just like, what is this vile crap? Yeah. And
I mean, that's how I feel.
This is gross. Let me eat these slimy beans.
yeah, exactly. It's like, but you eat, you know.
Who are you to
licorice
judge my mints?
So licorice, when Japanese people taunt me with natto, I'm like, want some black licorice? They're just, no. No.
I
No,
don't like black licorice either.
I don't either. Or Jaeger.
The silence, ladies and gentlemen, is me looking on.
The red ones I like.
Okay. Thank you for having me on the show, everyone.
Oh,
My mom is calling me. I gotta go. So, vending machines, everything. Let's see. So, natto, potato chips, cookies, cigarettes, 1 cup sake. You used to be able to buy your, I don't know what the kids call them today, but back in my day, we called them Jimmy hats. Versus your Jimmy hats.
I don't know what that is.
So if you don't want to become a father unexpectedly.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jimmy hat.
Abstinence.
Yes, they sell abstinence in the vending machine.
You
Big
just
pair of scissors.
you hug the vending machine and it just cuts it off.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh.
Resells it in
no.
another one.
And
Sorry about that.
and that's about it. Yeah, eggs. We still get eggs in my neighborhood. Down the road, there's a farm. So yeah, eggs. That's pretty cool.
Are they expensive? Like, rather than going to a store? Or,
Probably.
okay. It's just a convenience thing, though.
Yeah. Support your local growers.
Can't you just go right to them then?
It might be surplus. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that whole thing works. There is a little lady at our station during like spring, pre-winter, who sits out in front of the station puts out her tarp, and sells vegetables right there in front of the station.
That's convenient.
I don't know how, I don't even think that's legal. I don't know how she pulls that off.
Yeah, because
The
don't you
guys,
need a
they
permit
do
for
it.
basically everything?
I guess, but she just sort of turns up, puts out her stuff.
Maybe she has a permit.
I guess she does,
Ask her.
We have, well, it's not so much a big deal now because we have Sunday shopping, but we used to have bootleggers here that would make so much money bootlegging they wouldn't even hide it. These are people who sell alcohol when you're not supposed to, or, resell it with
Out the back of their car?
Well, this one guy built a whole bar in his basement and was selling it there, and the cops would come and give him a fine every week, and it was like 1/80th of what he was making. So he would just like pay it and keep doing it. And after 4, 5, 6 times of finding him, they just stopped and didn't bother anymore. So maybe that's her deal.
Oh yeah, totally. There's like, yeah, just go ahead, fine.
They'll never
I don't-
find her anyway.
I've been here for so long, it's really difficult to zoom in on what's odd.
Everything's odd.
How long have you been there?
Oh boy. 1986. So,
Okay.
So before I was born.
yeah.
You just had to say that. You were waiting for it. I could see the anticipation.
Yeah. That's okay, though.
I was born, though, so if that makes you feel better. So
It does. Thank you. It's changed a lot. It has changed so much. So much.
Is this a rumor? But I heard there's a rule that any, like, a regular building that's, like, 50 years old or something, they rebuild it or something like that. Like, things don't get old anymore there for buildings.
I don't know. I see some
Okay.
very old buildings.
So
I
probably
don't know
not.
how old.
Do you live in a very old building?
So it's older than, okay, so I arrived in 86. So it's at least been around since 1986, I think.
So
That's
hopefully
You
it's
were
not
actually
true.
telling me the other day.
Because like it's going to be 49 years old at a certain point. They're going to be like, everyone's got to go.
Actually, there were a set of buildings that were much older, like 75 or 80 years old, that they just tore down a while
Okay.
ago. So yeah, there are some really old buildings. There are a set of structures that remain from like post World War II. They built this place called American Village where all the Americans lived, military servicemen lived with their families. Those are still in existence. Rumor is this was great. I think the land is owned by a Korean guy.
Okay.
It's just like, wait, what? Apparently he owns all this land, and it's called American Village. This holdover from post-World War II era.
Thanks, Korea.
The houses, they have lawns. It's really nice. So yeah, those structures are still old. There are a few more right down the road from me. Yeah. There are some fairly old buildings.
So probably not true then.
Probably not true. Yeah.
Okay.
They did force a lot of buildings to close and rebuild after the earthquake.
Oh, okay.
There was a really awesome yakitori. This is still there, but there was a really old building for this place called Isaya, which serves the yakitori.
Yeah.
Nick, I know where I'm taking you. So we leave my house. It's almost midday, so we arrive at maybe 1:30 in this place called Kichijoji.
I've got my beer and
Gonna walk
smokes.
around. Say again.
I got my beer and smokes. I took up smoking
Yep.
again right now.
Yep. And you walk and I go, wow, it's like, yeah. I take you around to all the places. And then we visit Isaya. And these are your people, Nick. Maybe these are your people. I'm not sure. Everyone who was drinking the night before, to prepare for the next night's drinking, this is a restaurant they go to.
Oh,
They start drinking from 12 or 1.
Sounds like
that's
my
when they
people.
open. Yeah. Everyone's drunk. Midday. and they serve the best yakitori. The image used to be the cooks just didn't smile. They just take your order and you're on your way.
I like that though. So,
but I have such a contagious smile. They see me and they try not to smile. It's like, you gonna smile? You gonna smile?
So you caused him to smile?
Yeah.
You ruined the tradition.
Yes.
Soiled it.
Yes. I have to break all the things. I can't help it. Watch it all burn. It's like, ooh. Ooh.
What is with you and breaking all the things?
I can't help it. It's just like ooh. It's like, so you're not supposed to smile? Let's see about that.
You gotta head over to Buckingham Palace and take care of that.
Okay, there are limits.
I have my limits with the smile.
Just like, okay, but I would think, well, how could I mess with them? That would be the challenge. So yeah, this place is great. It was close to 100 years old. After the earthquake, the government said, listen, safety hazard. They're like, no! And the community was in an uproar. No! And the government said, we win.
Did they save it or no?
They tore it down and rebuilt it. Yeah, both locations actually. Both locations. But they were, Nick, basically the building was it was slanting, not because the ground was slanted. Just
was it on cinder blocks?
That's character though.
Yeah, it was shaky. I'm surprised it survived the earthquake.
So is it pretty much the same except safe now? Is that it? Or?
It's very safe now. It's clean. And yeah.
Not divey.
Not divey. I'm disappointed. They should have built in the diviness. They should like broken some of the walls.
Yeah, they should have just took the dirt out, built the place up again, put it back in.
Put it back in the dirt. You don't grow buildings, Nick.
The funniest thing though, you take it out and put it back in, right? You don't grow it, but
and they just have guys that just chain smoke for like a week before the opening just to get that nice film. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But the best part about what you said is they, like, you go in there and they don't smile at you. They're like, "What you want?" And I'd be like, "I want hearts on sticks." And they'd be like, "Here's some hearts on sticks." And I'd be like, "Okay, there's your money." No small talk. Fucking love it.
No asking how your food is every 10 seconds.
Like, if someone asks you that you don't know, says, "How's your day going?" They don't care. You don't want to talk to them. They don't want to talk to you. Just give me my chicken hearts on a stick and leave me alone. That's my thing.
Yes.
Is there a butt coming?
Yes. Remember when I said getting lost is great?
Yeah.
Well, you invariably end up in some mom and pop restaurant. The kids come out, the grandkids come out. So-and-so speaks English. So-and-so has been to New Mexico. So-and-so is like, It's like, all right, I'm getting fed, so fine. And then you meet really interesting people.
That's different.
Well, that would be okay. Yeah.
That's all right. It's just like when you go to like a legit store, I don't want to do the small talk thing.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
small talk doesn't. No.
To get like the slice of life thing from a mom and pop thing, that's fine. As long as they keep the hearts on a stick coming, I'll talk to them all day. So.
Bring me my food.
Feed the foreign devil and he'll give you wisdom.
With small talk, it doesn't happen. It only happens in bars.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And ramen shops. Bars and ramen.
Oh, no.
Bars, ramen shops, and yakitori shops. The small ones, not the really big ones, but the small single owner shops.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows your name, right?
Oh. Even the first time.
That's good.
No, just kidding.
They just know.
You would love Isaiah. That's actually the first place I'm taking you.
Awesome.
To Isaiah.
Awesome.
You know, that made me really hungry.
Me too. Hungry and thirsty for a street beer.
Well, good thing I already have my street beer.
Yeah, but you can't take that on the street there.
I know. I live across the street from a police station.
You should go out and chest butt them.
So back to this whole thing is about authority, alcohol, and vending machines. The the police, several things. There are these little small sub police huts, I'm going to call them. They're not even a station, little sub huts with 3 or 4 guys. Sometimes it's a small cop box, and then there's a house above where that cop lives with his family. So it's his family, and it's his little personal station. My daughter's friend from junior high, that was her dad's thing. He lived right down the street.
Oh, that's clever. I like that.
And they're all on bicycles. Everyone's on bicycles. You see cops all the time. So the layers are cops, bicycle cops, mainly stop riding double.
Wait,
now,
what?
Nick,
Hold on.
stop riding double.
They ride 2 cops on a single bike?
No. So no. Yeah, right.
I'm like, I'm not going to take this seriously.
One guy's juggling. No. Citizens, refrain from riding double. I'm going to suggest that. Put that in the suggestion box. You guys should ride double and one guy in the clown suit juggling.
If 2 cops come by on one bike, they're like, "Hey, stop doing that." I'm going to be like, "I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously right now."
You're going to chest butt one off.
I'm going to chest butt one off. Get off that bike. Sorry,
You're not doing it.
Go on and tell me what reality actually is.
The reality is, if you and I were riding double, so if you were riding on the back of my bicycle, they sell these pegs that you can put on the rear lug nuts.
Yes, we have those here.
Yeah, people stand on those, like the really bad boys. One friend will be pedaling, the other guy will be standing on those.
Okay.
And the cops will like, stop riding double, and don't drink. You can't drink your alcohol and cycle.
I've heard that's very, very, very serious.
Under the influence.
Now, you can be under the influence as long as you're not weaving dramatically.
Okay, so you just can't be drinking while riding.
Yes, and you can't be obviously drunk.
And every bike is registered to a single person, aren't they?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they'll catch you.
Yes.
So bikes are like cars?
They're pretty much, they treat them like cars, yeah.
I just learned that last week from Simon and Martina's YouTube channel. All about biking in Japan. Simon and Martina, they do a YouTube channel called Eat Your Sushi, and where they just have Japan adventures.
Like it.
You should check. Well, it wouldn't be so interesting for you because you can just do all the things that they're doing, but
he does them already.
No, but this was interesting. I don't eat. Oh God, horrible confession. Don't like fish. Don't eat sushi.
Oh no!
What? Is that why you yelled at me about the tuna dumplings I posted the other day? They were delicious. They had caviar on top, even. Don't gag.
Everyone will start gagging.
Nah, I'm good. I have an iron stomach.
So on the scale, is fish worse than natto?
Ooh, wow. So okay, I can stomach fish.
Okay.
Sushi, I really have a hard time with sushi.
Is it the texture?
Well, it's fish.
But it doesn't taste like fish.
It's fish. It doesn't taste like chicken. It tastes like fish.
It doesn't taste like fish. Tastes like its own thing. Sushi tastes like its own thing.
You're killing me. Now, there's cooked fish, there's sushi, and then there's that live fish. They bring out the fish that's still alive.
Oh,
have you guys heard of this?
I don't know about this one.
And I mispronounce it every time. Ikisukuri or something like that, which is like Iki, I think it's either breathing or alive. Anyway, there's this fish. They bring it out. He's on the plate. He's still alive, sort of doing the fish thing.
Yeah.
The meat of his body is on your plate. I'm going to This
That's
is what a sick
brutal.
individual I am. It's like, hey, buddy, I'm meeting you. Hey, buddy. Totally enjoy the experience because I'm
You
a
hate the
sick,
fish
twisted
unless it's still
individual.
alive watching you eat it. That's cruel.
Yes. 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 And the things that everyone, it's mandatory. If someone smokes at the table, you have to put the cigarette in the fish's mouth, you know? It's
Oh,
mandatory things
yeah.
you have to do to
Yeah, that
defile
happens
the
on the
fish.
fishing boats around here and stuff like that. So, yeah. Everyone does it.
How awful. You guys are awful.
Yes,
I
terrible
know.
humans. Thank you.
I knew I was
Inhumane.
awful. I'm surprised to hear about iMorpheus being awful.
Don't let the smile fool you.
That's there's a cover.
Ooh, terrible human. So yeah, vending machines are great. Cops are cool. The tier thing, bicycle cops, motorcycle cops, patrol cops. And then once you get past like the patrol cops, and they're kind of serious, then you have all the unmarked cars, the detectives. When you see
Detectives
those
are
guys-
huge there, aren't they?
I don't know. You don't see them very often. But when you do, you're
you
like,
wouldn't know maybe.
oh, you know the vehicles when you see them.
Oh, okay.
There's always, like, whenever I'm going to stereotype Japan, whenever I'm watching anime and there's a cop involved, a detective will show up as well with the cops. So they're, like, a step above law enforcement, like a police officer then?
They're really, they're way up. If I ever
Okay.
get stopped by them, I've been stopped by them maybe twice.
Oh, what were you doing?
No back talk. I mean, I'm just it's like, yes, hello, no, didn't do it.
So they're like when you get pulled over by a state trooper.
What's higher than that?
I don't know.
Police chief?
So like, well, okay, so we have like the marshals, right? Marshals like across all of the U.S., right?
Yeah.
That's what it's like. That
Okay. So if a marshal, all right.
so,
Which marshals you don't really see.
yeah, right. Here, all the cops belong to the government. They belong to one. It's not by city or state. It's all
Right.
controlled by the central government. So when you see these unmarked detective cars, hello, officer. Law-abiding citizen, both hands on the handlebars.
Do you proactively talk to them or?
No.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
make eye contact. Only twice.
No chest butting?
Were you being bad?
If they're stopping you for something to ask you questions, something serious has gone down.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah,
just to
it's not-
kind of check up.
So there was a guy going around molesting young girls in my neighborhood one day.
Okay.
And like, not like, oh, this guy sort of looked at me like, no, this guy was,
He was grabbing them and stuff, or?
he was doing, yeah. And apparently it
sad.
was a string. And they pulled me over. I'm just like, hello. I'm like, hello. I'm like, oh, you guys aren't the normal cops. And, yeah, I answered their questions. I immediately handed over my ID. It's like either A, something really bad has happened, or B, someone has said, I've done something really bad, so I'm going to comply just to get on your good side. And then they realized, okay, where are you going? I'm heading to work. Oh, that's why you're wearing a suit. Yes. Where were you 30 minutes ago? Well, I live right there behind that hospital. I just left the house here. Work starts at this time. I work at this location for this company. I finish work at this time. I just
Wow.
gave everything. And they're like, okay, thank you very much for your cooperation. I'm like, thank you very much.
I like the voice cracking at the end of that part.
You're like
Going
peeing
down.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like, well, we can't put him in our car. He's soiled himself.
Yeah, right. Now, what'd you go and do that for, right? And then
Oh,
they,
that sounds a little scary.
now the patrol car cops, the ones that ride around, they're actually different tiers of those guys by uniform.
Mm.
If there are 4 of them in a vehicle and they stop me for something, obviously they're looking for something, for someone, something has happened. Someone has the rare occasion when someone pulls out a gun and robs a place.
Mm.
It's just, you see them everywhere. And I look at them, I nod. It's like, hello. Hello. They're like, hello. Where are you going to work? Work. Because some shit has gone down, right?
Yeah.
So,
So you're just gonna nod at them constantly?
oh yeah. I nod all the time when I see the cops. I nod. Every now and again I hit them with a salute, and they salute back. They're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Like, "Hey, what's up?" And
just finger guns.
No. The local kids do that now when they see me. We have mock gunfights all the time. The local kids.
Oh, jeez.
They pull out bazookas.
Oh, these kids are rough.
And I don't know
How do
how
you get
it started,
away?
but I can be 2 miles away. They'll spot me, and I hear, pow, 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 pow.
Oh, yeah, they got that sniper rifle.
Yeah, right?
360 no scope.
yeah. They love it. I think their parents probably hate me, but who cares, right?
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? Exactly. So the cops are really interesting. Sometimes they'll pull me over when they see me on the bike. Is this your bicycle? Yes. That's when I get annoyed. Yes, this is mine. Why are you bothering me? Who's it registered to? It's my daughter or my wife. What's the name on the bicycle? Say the name. Like, okay, you're good to go. Thank you.
So is there like a identification number on the side of your bike?
It's yellow with yellow background, black foreground for the text. And yeah, there's a number. They usually stick it on the pole that connects your seat. The thing your seat is mounted on. One bicycle shop, I purchased a bicycle. They put the sticker on the bottom of the frame.
Oh, that's a pain.
So down by like the chain and everything?
But underneath.
Right, yeah.
So the cops I'm riding one night, they're like, we don't see a sticker.
Is that registered?
They didn't think it was registered. They whoosh. What's up? Like, is this your bike?
Committed the most serious crime in all of Japan.
I'm like, yes. Like, is it registered? We don't see a registration. I'm like, oh, good point. I don't see it either.
So were you like flipping your bike in circles looking for this thing?
Like, it's got to be somewhere. And then I remember the guy at the shop saying, oh, yeah, we put it underneath. I'm like, I think it's underneath. It's like, I go to raise it up. They step back like, whoa, whoa.
I noticed your arms went back there. Were they getting?
They went back like, whoa.
Chest bump.
And
here it comes.
Maybe that's why they put it on the bottom, because it's easy to lift up your bike, but then it's like an offensive thing. Like,
back. I'll tire you to death. So day one, and we're gonna zoom through the rest of the day. We're gonna get you drunk in the middle of the day.
Awesome.
And then I don't know. Where do you want to go after that? Post lunch, post alcohol on the Saturday or Sunday afternoon.
Fish market.
Fish market.
Oh wait, you don't like fish. Never mind.
Thank you.
Let's not go there. I think that's a morning thing
there.
anyway.
Yeah.
What about all those? Is it like a street food place with all kinds of stalls? I see that on TV a lot.
So it depends on the station.
Oh, okay.
So there's still some places that have the roads where the shops are sort of line each side of the road. Sometimes it's a tailor, and then you have a yakitori stand. When you're outside of the main city, you'll see that a bit more. And you'll see a lot of places to buy chicken. Occasionally, like near the park, crepe shop, crepes, bubble tea, sausage shop, waffles. Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Grim probably would want to go to a maid cafe, I imagine.
I'm not talking to you anymore.
For our audio listeners, this is the sound of disappointment.
Yeah. I think we need those royalty-free crickets again.
Yeah. You know what? Something I really want, and I've had it once when I went to Philadelphia, is onigiri.
Which one? Do you want just the standard, not fried rice, not fried onigiri, just the standard onigiri where they wrap it in seaweed with nothing in it, or do you want something
with a center?
Okay.
They're talking rice balls, by the way, for everyone.
Yes. Yeah, see, and I can't find it here, and it upsets me. Just like there's no ramen here.
Yeah, you got to move. We talked about this earlier. You got to move, man.
Well, there's ramen in New York City, but there's also better internet, but it's more expensive.
So it sounds like what you need to do is develop that sister city thing. Find the kind of ramen that you like. If you like the fish-based ramen, if you like the pork-based, if you like beef, find out the type of ramen that you like. Soy sauce-based.
Mm-hmm.
Find out which part of the country makes that. Contact them and say, hey, listen, we have a ramen crisis here in New York.
See if they'll get a chain or something out here.
Yeah.
Maybe you could run it for them.
Well, actually, that place that just opened up that I was posting pictures of, I kind of want to suggest to them, since they do Thai and Chinese and Japanese food, I want to kind of maybe suggest doing ramen there. I wonder if they might do that.
Ramen's a tough thing to get right.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to get right. I mean, you can do it from a package, but...
Have you seen the movie Ramen Girl, either of you?
No.
No, it's about a girl, what was her name? What's that young blonde girl who was famous who died a couple years ago?
I don't know, Nick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't know famous people. Okay, anyway, in the movie, she moved with her boyfriend to Japan, and he kept taking off. And as soon as she moved there, she sold all her stuff to go. And he's like, you know what? On second thought, I'm moving to another place, and I'm not moving with you. So she is basically in Japan, doesn't know the language, has no job. And she goes and has ramen for the first time in a shop. And she falls in love with it and begs for a job there for like weeks and weeks until the guy gets frustrated. And he's like, fine. You can work here. And she learns the secrets and brings it back to America. Spoiler.
You ruined it.
Now
I always get that. I always get that wrong. I say spoiler after I've spoiled it.
Well, you just like spoiled it. Hashtag spoiled it.
Spoiled it. I'm gonna use that when I tweet this out. By the way. Spoiled it.
So this image of Japan is really hard to combat, because a lot of what you see, it does exist. Maybe not to the degree that is shown, is presented, but it does exist. But everything you see is from downtown, the 23-ku, the special area of Tokyo. And that's the hub. Once you step outside of that, it's like a different country. So even people who live in the 23-ku, they've spent all their lives there. When they come out to my neighborhood, they're walking around, looking around like, wow.
People live like this?
Wow. Are we still in Tokyo? That immediately I'm all like, fingers. And it's like, just die, right? And so an example of how different it is. 2 hours away, there are these mountains where people go. There's this cave with, which I screw these all up, the things that hang from the top and the things that come up from the bottom, stalactites, stalagmites.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is which? And a friend of mine's like, yeah, let's go check that out. Yeah. We get to the station, he goes, wait, I need to hit an ATM. And I just looked at him like, wait, you just doing that now?
Like,
yeah,
are there any out here?
And I'm just like, dude, you're in Okutama. Like, yeah, but where's the ATM? Like, we have to go back. We have to go back a few stops and he's like, but, I'm like, the worst. So once you leave that area, that bubble, like I said, it deteriorates rapidly. Rapidly.
It's heading into an older world, I guess.
It is. If I could show you the elementary school that my daughters attended, it looks like a prison.
Wow.
Concrete and glass. It's terrible. But if you visit the elementary schools and junior highs in the city, they're really nice and with architecture and art. But you come out here, it's just like, yeah, it's a school. You teach kids here. What? What do you mean you want paint? What's wrong with gray? You know, it's like, it's the color of cement, right? And they're old. So it really, what you see is a small part of the rest of the country. Another horrible confession. I never rode a Shinkansen until like the year 2000. But in 1986, so like the year 2000 and something, never left Tokyo.
Oh,
Never.
really?
My wife finally is like, you've got to leave Tokyo. You have to go down to Kyoto. It's like, but I don't like traveling. And we'll go on the Shinkansen. Okay, fine. But isn't that expensive? You know?
Searching for excuses, I guess.
I'm terrible with traveling. That's why I'm still here. I just don't want to move.
You just ended up there and you can't find a way to get out.
I can't be bothered. We get on the Shinkansen. You know, well, we go to Tokyo Station. We get on the train. I'm like, yeah. We pull out, and it's like being on a jet plane that's on land. I'm just like, things are happening, you know? Once we leave Tokyo, all of a sudden it's nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You see green, and then 500 miles away, you see like a tiny skyline. Maybe people live there. It's like, what is this? Like, is this Japan? And then that committing the same crime. Is this Japan? So all the things you see are mainly just the hub. The rest of the country.
I feel like I'd like the rest of the country more.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is me nodding vigorously. Yes. Yes.
So maybe it's just your personality, but it still seems like you're very excited about Japan, even though you've been there a while now.
Yes.
This is
I
nodding
learn new
again.
things every single day. Every single day I learn something new. Watching TV, it's like, oh, is that a thing? I learned something about English
From Japan.
while in Japan.
See, that's what I like most. I like there to be new things to learn all the time, which there is no matter where you are, but sometimes you have to look further for them.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to search for them.
Yeah.
We'll have that discussion another day.
We are getting
About
on the
discovering
long
things.
end of this
Yes.
podcast, by the way.
Yes. I do want to say, if you visit Japan, 2 weeks is not enough.
Really?
I believe
If you're
it.
going to come here, set aside a month just for Tokyo. And then the next year, come back and set aside a month just for Kyoto. Come the third year, just a month for Osaka.
I feel like,
I'm
miss-
going to have to be rich.
I feel like you missed the beginning of this podcast. We're not leaving your home. We're there for ever now.
Oh, right.
That's what
Oh.
infestation
No,
means.
I'm sorry. This is not for you guys. This is like for the
Okay,
other
for
people
other
that are going to
people.
visit. Yeah. I know I'm housing you guys forever.
The people who have not yet arrived to drink in public and chest pump cops and
Yeah.
punch
What-
punch bees and
What you said, Nick, is there's an infestation of multiples of us. So are they our clones?
it's us in all times of the future and past.
I hope you're ready.
I think probably, even though we only got till maybe noon during our day, that we'll probably have to cut this here, and maybe we'll have to do additional parts later on.
Yes,
If
I
we
do.
can.
I do have some stuff I want to direct people toward. If you want to see a lot of pictures of just normal Japanese life, please visit my Flickr page, which I have supplied to Grim and Nick.
It will be
there's
posted.
just
Yep.
everyday stuff.
Do you want to tell us a little bit more about your other podcast too, to get that in there?
Death by Horror. It's great. I say more stupid things. I die horrible deaths. My co-host, Lonely Bob. Oh, see, I love it when he's not around. I can say terrible things. My co-host, Lonely Bob, the worst.
He'll just kill
he
you more
lies.
next week, though.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that
Death by
podcast
Horror,
is basically my favorite. I can't get enough of your podcast. I know
Thanks.
I've said it so many times, but
I make it for people like you. I make it for people to enjoy and to get their laughs.
For messed up people like Nick?
Yes, because believe it or not, we sort of sit right next to each other in church, same pew, telling each other inappropriate jokes, laughing at people.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our podcast, which I'm sure is your favorite podcast, since you can't choose.
I
your
love
own.
you guys so. I love you guys so much. You're my new.
No,
my
he
new
totally
best
chooses
friends.
him.
Well, we'll hopefully try to get iMorpheus on again, but for now, let's all say goodbye.
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 Bye.